this thing rolling? I know, I pressed record. You know I love cinematic mode. Okay, so I've been watching a lot of videos by The Thought Spot and by So You're Autistic Now What? And like, I wanted to make a video just like talking about my experience, because I think, I don't know, maybe it would be like, one, I love to talk about myself. I just love to talk about myself. And it's so true, like, I'm hyperfixating on monotropism right now, and the monotropism video that I just watched by So You're Autistic Now What? Has been so, like, instrumental recently in helping me understand how my brain works so much more. So I think it would be really interesting for me to, like, just talk about my experiences being autistic, and, like, talking about certain things that, like, kind of relate back to, they, like, in a way relate back to monotropism, the little topic that I'm thinking about right now. And so it would be fun to talk about, maybe see if anybody else relates, or if anybody has been thinking like, oh, maybe I kind of have like a monotropic type like thinking pattern, like maybe I think I'm neurodivergent. Like, my cat is down there like going like to me, hey, hello, can you stop that? That's rude. Anyways, okay. Oh, The Lion King. The first thing on my list is The Lion King. As a kid, when I was like, well, okay, as like a toddler, well, I would only watch The Lion King all day, every day. So I would wake up, I'd turn on The Lion King. When I was eating my meals, I would watch The Lion King. Stop! Like, you're pissing me off. She's like attacking me. Oh my God. I'm gonna go insane. I would wake up and I would watch The Lion King. I would like eat my meals, I'd watch The Lion King, like playing, watch The Lion King, fall asleep, watch The Lion King. I would eat my food off of The Lion King plate until it broke, drink my food out of my Lion King cup, and I would constantly be wearing the Lion King like suit that I had unless it was dirty and I had to get it washed, and I had another one, a backup one, until I got too big for them. And like I did that with various like movies. Like Percy Jackson has been like my biggest interest since, like, not, I mean, it's still very near and dear to my heart. I'm gonna get like Percy Jackson's sword tattooed on my sternum just to like honor my childhood. It's not like my biggest interest at the current moment right now, but like that was a very big one, went from age 9 to like, I don't know, like 20. Literally. So like I've had a lot of different like interests like that as growing up, but like this was just like the first one I can remember. Like I was like 3. As an adult, that manifests in I watch the Yard podcast, and I do the exact same thing. Any passive activity I'm doing, or even if I want to just watch something I don't know what to watch, if I'm sad, I want to be comforted, I watch the Yard podcast. When I wake up in the morning, I watch the Yard podcast. I go to sleep, I watch the Yard podcast. And sometimes it rotates. If I get bored, I watch too many of the same episode, I will be watching like a different podcast from like the same universe, like streamers. I'm sorry, I had to spray her. It's not animal abuse, don't call PETA on me. But yeah, I will be watching like just like any podcast where like I learned about it because they are connected somehow to the Yard podcast. And I do all of this while I'm wearing the Yard merch. It's my Amen Forever in My Heart shirt. I would show you, but it's in the dirty laundry right now. But also I showed Aaron and Joe because I'm in their Patreon and they do like a show and tell in their Zoom calls. I don't know if I'm supposed to like say that. Is that like, join their Patreon if you want to join Zoom show and tell. But it was so exciting to show them. I was so happy about it. But anyways, yeah, that's like my adult manifestation of that. Like my monotropic focus, like that's the only thing I can think about. That's the only thing I like care about. That's my like unwinding kind of monotropic focus. I have a lot of things that like, but one of them is, I'll just go in order actually. If I get out of order, it'll freak me out. I'm just gonna go in order, sorry. But I'll get to what I was about to say. This doesn't mean anything to you. This is such a disorganized thoughts. Girl. This whole video is gonna be, this is like what it's like to FaceTime me. You FaceTime me and it's like you're talking to me and then every 2 seconds it's like, Chibi, stop that. Don't do it. And then me getting up to go like spray her or like get her and pick her up. And then I pick her up and I'm like, you're a bad cat. Literally. Anyways, so the next one that I was thinking about, when I was a kid, I would only eat my food if it was cut up into little cubes and they could not be touching. Again, it did have to be on my special plate. Whatever that special plate was, it had to be on like my special plate. And for as an adult, my manifestation of the special plate, I only drink water out of this special cup, or I will drink water if it is out of a like plastic, like from like a restaurant, like a fast food restaurant disposable cup. But I will not drink out of like a glass from somebody's house. That grosses me out. It has to be from this water bottle or a disposable cup, which bad for the environment. I know, I'm an environmental studies major, sorry. But yeah, I like, the food all had to be separate, and also like seasoning, I don't know. I have like kind of mostly grown past this as an adult. Like I have been exposed to a lot of different varieties of foods, and like I like a lot of different foods. I will mix foods together. Sometimes it kind of grosses me out though, and so often like sometimes like if I'm like in a mood, like I'll be kind of like, ew, that's icky, like I don't want my foods to touch. Like I will be kind of like, I'll eat like chicken, broccoli, rice, like I don't want it to be all mixed up, and I will maybe just have like a little bit of salt and soy sauce. Like I don't want all that much. So that's kind of like my adult manifestation of that, like very simple. Auditory processing disorder, I've always had that. I also recently got diagnosed with mild hearing loss, so that just makes it even harder. Like some days I just don't even want to I don't even want to talk to anybody, because like I can't hear you. I just can't hear you. I don't know what you're saying to me, and on top of that, like even if I just don't want I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you. It's so hard. Every noise is the same volume to me. If there's any background noise at all, like I don't know what you're saying to me. And I also can't tell what direction a sound came from. So like an ambulance, I don't know. I cannot hear like any sort of siren until it's like right next to me and I see it. Like I still don't know where it's coming from. If I hear, like I can hear it maybe, but I don't know about it until I can see it. And I like then I pull over. It's like, so like, it's kind of dangerous. Like, I don't know, if somebody was following me at night, that would be a problem. I wouldn't know. It's like kind of like one of my biggest issues. It's very frustrating when I work like in food right now, because like if they take people's orders, like there's a lot of different noises going on. It's very hard. Like taking phone calls, that's not a job I ever want to like I could not work at a call center. I could not work at a drive-through. That would be, I would actually like shoot myself in the head if I had to work at a drive-through, and I would do it in front of a customer. I would do it in front of the first customer that pissed me off. And so then this one is kind of just like a reiteration of the monotropism, but I literally can only think about like 1 to 3 topics. I can only talk about those things for like just those few things like on end for months. And I will plan out scripts and conversation topics to get away from those things, because I know it's annoying to do that. And it's like I'm repeating the same things. There's nothing new even sometimes for me to talk about. I'm just so excited about this thing, and I'm like so hyper focused on it. I'm like, I don't know how to like get this energy out of me. Like I just have to keep talking about it and thinking about it and obsessing over it. And so I will like plan scripts for conversation topics to talk to other people about. And it's exhausting to talk to other people. It's exhausting to socialize. This is why it's like hard for me to like be a person, because I literally have to like plan out all my social interactions, and then if it doesn't go how I planned, then it's like, okay, well now what do I do? And it's frustrating, and it irritates me, and like it stresses me out, and it's like this is why I like the Persona games, because maybe the autistic Persona games are for autistic people. It's supposed to, because like it's like my social link, I'm not getting like the social points that I wanted, like the stats that I wanted when my social interaction in real life didn't go how I wanted, and it's just like Persona. And they're teaching me how to be a person in that beginning of the game. Oh, okay. In middle and high school, I would hoard pencils, and okay, this is kind of autistic of me, like just in itself, but I had a rolling backpack, and that sounds like an insult. I don't think it is. Everybody's told me like that's already like only autistic kids have rolling backpacks. I had a rolling backpack, and I would like hoard pencils like that I just found, and I would request to sit at like the very end seat in the very back, away from everybody else, because one, teenagers smelled bad, and I had really bad sensory issues with smell. Like if you smelled bad, it pissed me off so bad. I just didn't like you as a person. I thought you were a bad person. It pissed me off. So 1, I didn't want to smell anybody. And 2, what I would do is I had like a billion things in my bag that I would take out one by one, and I'd have to put them in the same spot and like have this routine that I would carry out before I could even start doing any work for class. And then I would take out all my 1 billion pencils. I counted one time, I had like 38, and I would line them all up in order of like shortest to tallest, and in order of if they had an eraser or not, and by color. And then I had to put them all away, and I always would complain. I'd be like, why do we have 5-minute transition periods? Like, I have to put all my stuff away into my giant fucking rolling backpack. There's no time for me to get all my stuff put away. I would be so jealous of like schools, because my school didn't have lockers. Schools that had lockers like across the river, they had 10 to like 15-minute transition periods. I was like, this would be so much easier if I just had like a few more minutes, like I could put all my stuff away. As an adult, this manifests in like, I have a giant bag that, and I'm gonna do a what's in my bag, but I'll give you a preview. This is my bag. This is my giant bag. And I have stuff, there's more stuff that goes in it. My boss calls it my suitcase. And so I just like, I've gotten it down to a science almost. Like, you know, I get into work, I put my giant bag, I scoot it under the table, I put my Vaseline on the table, and I put my water bottle on the table, and I'm done. And it used to be like hard because I had a lot of other things I had to do and like get out of my bag and like do and put things, I had to like put them in a certain order, and I want them to go in a certain spot. But now I just like, I always have like 3 open unfinished drinks with me. I don't know if that's autistic. I think that's just like a thing that I do. I've heard that's like just, I don't know, that's a thing. That's just a girly thing to do. But yeah, that's what I would do in middle school. Sorry. And then I have one more thing. This is just the last thing, and I might make a part 2 of this if I think of more things, but I'm just constantly stimming, and I always have been. I just am always like, I do flap my hands sometimes if I get like really stressed out. I'll be like, oh my god, I'm really stressed out right now. Like, I do that a lot. Sometimes if I'm excited, but not usually. I'm more so just like sometimes I'll be rocking, but I'm usually like, I'm constantly grooving and moving. I'm always dancing. This is like always what I'm doing. I guess this is rocking, but I'm always dancing a little bit, and I'll be doing this, and like I'll do a little dance move. Like, I'm always dancing. I also I like echolalia. Like, I will repeat like a little phrase or like some like a song. Like, I'll sing like just anything. I do that a lot. I also like, if I'm talking to somebody, if I'm calling a customer's name, I always sing it. Like, those are just little things like that. Like little vocal stims. Stimming. So sensory things, stimming, you know, the monotropism, the topics, the hyper focused on like certain topics and that type of thing. And then the social, like all that type of, like the social aspect of it, as well as the audio processing, due to like, because I'm so like geared in, like I feel like I just can't hear anything. Also, another thing that, sorry, I keep saying also. Another thing that I think she mentioned in the video about monotropism from So You're Autistic Now What? Is that disruptions, like people asking you to do something or change tasks and transitions. I did okay with like transitions, like going to different, I guess no I didn't. I just talked about how I didn't do good with transitions going into different classes. But I didn't mind like, oh, we are going to a new class. Like, that part didn't bother me. It was just like the amount of time that we had to do it in. It felt like abrupt. But, and I feel like some autistic people had problems with the fact that like we are changing tasks, and that's what bothers me. What I did have problems with was like at home, if like somebody was asking me to do something, like they're asking me to do it now, and I'm at home, I'm relaxing, I'm doing what I want to do. And so with monotropic focus, there's a lot of like wanting to be in control of your environment and restore equilibrium was some things that they were talking about in the video. And so somebody asking you to do something and like disrupt what you are doing right now in the moment, instead of, I think, accommodating and being like, when can you do this? that's really frustrating for me. It would make me so angry. And like, also because I was a bratty little kid, I'd be like, in my head, I'm like, my mom's such a bitch. Like, I can't believe she'd ask me to do something right now. I'm so fucking pissed off. Like, oh, she's evil. And like, yeah, but that was just in my head though, because like, I was so like, it was like so emotionally jarring for me to have to like do something else. And like, obviously, like now as an adult, I'm like, yeah, like go do the dishes. Like, that's not a big deal. But like, that's the reason why it was such a, like, I feel like maybe it wasn't as big of a deal to other kids to have to like just go do a chore, or like even just, it wasn't even just about doing a chore. Ask me to come downstairs just to talk to her, because I would sometimes like, they didn't like if I would like yell across the house to like, they'd say like, hey, like come down here, and I'd be like, just ask me from like where you are. But they didn't want to yell across the house. Reasonable, very reasonable to not want to have to yell across the house. But for me, I was like, I don't want to have to like get up and go down there and talk to you if it's going to be something that we don't need to have a whole discussion about. If you're going to ask me something that takes 2-second response, why am I getting up and changing what I'm doing? And so it was really like frustrating for me. Okay, so yeah, I think I might make a part 2 about this, maybe, if I think of more things. But yeah, that's just my experience growing up autistic, and I think that if you have similar experiences or, you know, relate, yeah,